hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip
Bars is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
Ant.
hop,
Oh
hip
God.
hop,
What's
hip
up with you?
hop.
I done watched them niggas doing.
What's good, y'all? It's your man Sam Ant here, Viral Hip Hop News. Go ahead and hit that like button and make sure you hit the notification bell to get all the latest notifications every time I drop a video here on the platform. I do appreciate it. All right, so if you're a fan of Nick Cannon or if you've been paying attention to what Nick Cannon's been going through the last couple of months, it looks like he is possibly set to return to Wildin' Out after a couple of months of not being on air after his comments, anti-Semitic, some people will say, against the Jewish community, since apologizing, but the whip was cracked, the deal was set. Nick Cannon was off of Wildin' Out. Now, Chris McCarthy, who is the president of Viacom, CBS Entertainment and Youth Group, sat down with Variety to talk about Nick Cannon, and here's what he had to say. He said, "We continue to follow Nick's journey, and I'm impressed by how he's owned his mistakes." McCarthy told Variety, "He's been an extended part of our family for almost 20 years and a personal friend of mine for almost half of that. He's leading by example, apologized, and trying to learn to understand and help others do the same. That's the kind of partner we want to work with." Now, during his previous tenure as head of MTV2, McCarthy demonstrated his faith in Cannon and the Wildin' Out franchise, which began in MTV in 2005. The show was dormant, but over time, McCarthy worked with Cannon and Michael Goldman, the comedian's producer, partner, and manager, for more than a year to downscale the budget to make the show affordable for MTV2. Played a major part, and he said he believed the show and saw it working on MTV2. Chris really had the ability to understand youth culture and how his viewing habits are so different these days. He saw Wildin' Out and saw the potential for these short clips. He has a history with Cannon. It made it much harder for the relationship, obviously with the controversy that Nick Cannon threw during the Cannon class. Some call it controversy, some call it truth. Hey man, I'm neither here nor there. Wildin' Out could be back. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I'm going to play a clip right now of the very first guest on Wildin' Out, Orlando Jones, who also played side by side with Nick Cannon on Drumline. I don't know if y'all saw that movie. If you didn't, if you're a little too younger than my demographic, go check that movie out right now, man. But salute to Orlando Jones, who talked about Nick Cannon's situation over at Viacom. Enjoy that commentary, and let me know what you think about Nick Cannon possibly coming back to Wildin' Out, man. It's Sam Man, Viral Hip Hop News. Hit that like button. Enjoy the content. Let's go.
I want to ask you. You made an appearance on Wildin' Out a long time ago. The situation with Nick Cannon. Could you get into that and give your how do you feel about what happened to him a couple of months ago, and what happened now? What's going on with him now, I should say?
So it's hard for me to say. When I knew Nick, the first movie he'd ever done was Drumline, and I was trying to teach him how to star in a movie. And he spent most of the time sitting in my trailer with us just vibing and talking and what have you. I have a lot of respect for Nick. I remember the Wildin' Out appearance because it was actually one of the heads of MTV, a guy named Tony DeSanto, who really liked Nick, and he hit me up and said, "This show isn't working. Will you come down and help us do it?" And I did, and that became the first episode of Wildin' Out because I wanted to support Nick. So I've always supported Nick, and even when people came out at him and said what they had to say about him, I'm like, really? Nick Cannon is an anti-Semite? Are y'all high right now? His manager of the last 30 years and his partner is a Jewish man. Nick loves him. He loves Nick. This guy is now the bad guy. Why? Because he's saying some things that you don't like to hear about who the Semitic people were. I'm not condoning anything Farrakhan has to say. I don't know what Farrakhan has to do with what those components of what Griff and Nick were talking about. And yes, I know that those people are tied together, but to be fair, the president of the United States and many presidents of the United States have owned slaves. And when they said all men are created equal, they wasn't talking about us. So let's get real about the double standards that are going on here. And let's get real about the fact that we still live in the country where our Holocaust took place, while other immigrants came to this country that are now talking to us about Holocaust as if we aren't still living and fighting the same things that they left Germany to fight. I say that not to be disrespectful to anyone of the Jewish faith. It's not what it's about for me, but it is very much about, you don't get to paint that man with that brush on my watch anyway, because that's not who he is. So I try to support Nick in that way. I don't know why he made the decisions he did. I don't know why he made the apologies that he made. I can't speak to any of that because we never spoke. For me, it was just more important to say, hey, man, I know that's not who you are. And I know that it's easy for people to shy away from that and act like you are that. And it's harder for people to stand up and support another black man when he's made a mistake or he's done something wrong. Based on what I saw, you can say you don't like what he had to say, but the truth of the matter is he has freedom of speech, just like white supremacists have freedom of speech. So my issue is if white supremacists can say whatever they want and not go to jail, and I don't think they should, this is America, they have freedom of speech, then Nick can say whatever he wants. This is America. He has freedom of speech. And I wanted to stand on that, and I wanted to support him on that, and I did.
Powerful.
Absolutely. On a lighter note, as an actor, as a creator, which one do you prefer more, writing or acting?
Same game, in my opinion. I think a lot of times actors don't get creative credit for how they bring a character to life. I like to point out to people that it's the singer. It ain't the song. A beautiful song in the hands of somebody who can't sing.
Talk about it.
Travesty. But my neck, my back, that works just fine. With the right melody. So it's about the charisma of the singer. And I think it's important to say that. And we diminish that a lot of times. So I think they're two heads of the same coin. And because I've done both, I try and be super respectful for actors. That's why I like to point out to people that two white guys wrote the speech on that slave ship. I was respectful to that text that they wrote and respectful in how I brought it to life. But what I didn't do is come in, go, you got to change this, you're going to change that. What they wrote was beautiful. My job was to bring it to life, and that's what I did. Season 2, well, that was my writing along with Rodney Barnes, another black man and a very gifted writer, along with some other talented writers who worked on the show as well. So I really think about those things, and I try and look at them as two sides of the same coin and not give one too much credit and give one too little credit, because the truth of the matter is it takes a village to make this type of work. It takes a village to do most things. And when we work together, we can do those types of great things. And when we do it by ourselves, we diminish the other people who are there fighting along by our side. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. When you had the two white writers write that role for you, did you look at it and go, motherfuckers, y'all know y'all doing the whole time. Like, y'all know. How you write this real shit and not know?
To their credit, Brian Fuller is a gifted writer, man. And so is Michael Green. They're probably two of the best writers in town. It wasn't lost on me how beautiful those words were, but also they were very, very clear that they went and talked to black folk in order to write those words. Yeah. And that those words weren't coming from their own experience. Those words were coming from them having the good sense and the wherewithal to invite people of color into the process so that they got it right. Gotcha. Right. So even though they had the power to do the right thing, and they used their power to do the right thing. So to me, irrespective of skin color, those are the type of people you want to uplift. I don't care who they are. I know plenty of black creators who would have never done that, and who would have tried to hold it in a box and make you do this and make you do that. So I was proud of them, but two, the words were so powerful. I was focused on, this has been said before. We have heard this before, but how am I going to bring it to life in a way that makes people hear it, makes people lean forward into it and not dismiss it? And so I was focused on my job as an actor in that case, and focused on what I could do to make those words powerful. And I was grateful to have people who empowered me to do that and who didn't stand in my way. And frankly, who trusted me so much, they didn't even show up to set when I was shooting it. They were like, you got it. They had one conversation with me and they were like, see ya. And, I tip my hat to them, because I haven't worked with a lot of showrunners. I've worked with a lot of showrunners who've been amazing. I don't want to say that I have, but they are certainly two special showrunners. And I have a great respect for them, and they've shown me great respect. And I'm grateful that we still have that relationship, and that they allowed me to do my job.
Definitely. Orlando Jones. That's what I say. I'm sorry, Orlando Jones.
Somewhere Orlando Brown just like, oh hell no.
Jones in the building, man. We appreciate it, man. Very powerful interview, very informative. interview today, man. That's all I got. I don't know if you got anything else.
Good to go.
All right, go ahead and drop. You got any for lasting remarks, and drop your social media handles for the family, if you may.
Oh, please, sir. I got no more. At the Orlando Jones is my social handle. Holla at your boy, of course. And amen. Thank you all for having me on. A real honor, man. It's amazing. I've been in the business for so long. How rare it is. I get to sit across from two brothers and chop it up. It's crazy to me, which is why I wanted to do the show. I'm like, so I applaud you guys for one, what you're doing, and for two, bringing the perspective that you bring, because it's needed, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. For real.
Humble, sir. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome to come on the platform. Doors wide open to you anytime you want, man. We're humbled by your kind words, and we'll keep moving and keep moving high for you, man. We got you.
No doubt. How you say next time we'll get into some silliness.
Yeah, we get to some foolishness.